The next gentleman coming to the stage has a bitchin' fucking mustache. He's very funny. Put your hands together for Jordan Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Wilson. That is my name. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize. My brain is just all kinds of messed up right now. It's kind of like, you ever seen those old pictures from the Great Depression of like Hoovervilles with just sad people with smudged faces? Just sitting around in tents and pissing at old paint cans and eating lunch out of old paint cans and wearing old paint cans as hats. There's a lot of uses for old paint cans. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in here right now. It's just nothing but, you know, friendly vagabonds with knapsacks and sticks and giant retards crushing bunny rabbits. It's rough. So, I'm gonna get serious with you folks for a second. This is a serious stool right here. The stool's been underutilized tonight, I think. That's a motto shared by both G.G. Allen and proctologists. I went to several funerals recently. One of them was actually my great-grandmother, and she was 111, so fuck your great-grandmother. You're laughing at her. A young ass. She was a Highlander. What I've noticed is that everyone deals with death in their own way, and that's fine. It's okay. Just don't Instagram a fucking funeral. Just have some goddamn class. Maybe if you like balance your lunch on his nose, then it's okay. But there's no bullshit artsy filter that's gonna make all that makeup they slapped on him make him look less like a whore. I don't... Syphilis still kills, folks. Get yourself tested. Matt. So,
I've never had syphilis.
Never say never, man. So, yeah. I saw somewhere recently that if your urine is clear, that means you're healthy. And I was wondering, what does it mean if it's kind of cloudy, like a fine Bavarian Hefeweizen, and smells a little bit like SpaghettiOs? That... No one... Think about it. So SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs are interesting because they're the one food product made just explicitly for depressed people. That's the market, that's who they're for. You don't have to heat it up. You don't have to pour it into a bowl. You don't even have to use a fork if you don't want to. You can drink it right from the can. Just spend your lonely Friday night with all your clothes on in the shower, sobbing as you shotgun a can of SpaghettiOs. And when you're done, you can use the lid to slit your wrists. It's ergonomic. It's designed very well. It's good. I'm mainly up here tonight. I really just want to let you all know about my upcoming business venture. Be sure to check it out. It's going to be opening soon. My Charles Dickens themed taqueria. Great Mexpectations. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have little street urchins bringing you your food, an old lady on fire, you know, the whole Great Mexpectations. Yes, sir, you can have some more. I want to tell you all a little story about, I spent some time in Germany over the summer, and I learned a lot there. For one, there are a lot of places in Germany where it's considered inappropriate to take smiling group photos. Who knew? Who knew? But as much as I learned, I like to think I taught some people things too. We would meet with the student group occasionally. And at first we met with them and they taught us a little bit about Germany, their charming backwards way of life. And then it came time for them to come meet with us to teach them a little bit about the good old US of A. And someone decided it would be a good idea to put me in charge of finding YouTube clips of various TV shows to illustrate certain stereotypes people might have about this great nation of ours. And so I went with the usual first, you know, some King of the Hill, a little bit of a wire just to get the ball rolling. But I saved the best for last, for the coup de grace, if you will. I showed them Paula Deen. And let me describe this clip for you if you're not familiar. Paula's in her kitchen with her assistant, a fellow Rubenesque woman. And Paula's making lasagna. And let me tell you, when Paula makes lasagna, this is no pussy lasagna here. This thing is like the Tower of Babel of meat and cheese. And so she cuts herself out this hulking slab of lasagna, slaps it down with a wet thump. Looks more like an architectural model of a parking garage in hell than a slice of lasagna, but... And then she cuts another slice and gives it to Marlon Brando, and then there's a ding. The garlic bread's done. So Paula goes to the oven, and she pulls out for each of them an entire loaf of garlic bread. They're about to dig into this meal. The fruits, there's no fruit in there. Let's be honest here. When suddenly Paula has an idea. You don't like see it like in her face that, you know, diabetic frozen rictus grin doesn't change. But you see a little glimmer in those cold, dead shark eyes of hers. And she turns to Orson Welles and she says, "Why don't we cut our garlic bread in half and make ourselves a lasagna sandwich?" And they fucking did! And you may be wondering to yourself, how does a demure little southern lady like Paula Deen tackle such a lasagna sandwich twice the size of her own sizable head? Did she like take little bites so she could? No. She unhinges her fucking jaw. Starts doing death rolls like a crocodile on the Discovery Channel. And I turn and I look at these German students and I see what can only be described as this pure unadulterated terror on their faces. And afterwards, one of them walked up to me and he said, "So that cooking show, that was a comedy, right?" "No, Yins. That was real life. That's what it's like on the streets." And as I looked in the eyes of this poor young German man scared for his very life, I knew I'd finally made my grandfather proud. And so I punched him in the jaw and said, "That one's for Tom Hanks." Thanks.
Mic is off. There we go. Keep it going for Jordan Wilson, everybody.